how do you feel like y'all adjusted as the game went on?
Well, Murphy's Law is whatever can happen will happen. And I think today, we fought Murphy, and that's fine. That's the way things are going to go, which is perfectly okay. Winning's hard, okay. But if you just go back and look at it, man, were there things we could have did as a defense a lot better? Oh, absolutely. Okay, we're not going to take anything away from that. We do need to improve, but we allowed 3 points. And that was it. So just kind of taking it all and looking at it in the grand scheme of things, I think is really important. Just because, again, there were a lot that we could have done better, just not only offense, defense, but just as a full team. But we won. We allowed 3 points. So just kind of showing promise in that, and just, again, getting prepared for Nebraska next week.
How slippery was that quarterback, College Lee?
Yeah, he's a tough player, man. He's a really good player. Wish the best for him. He's a good, savvy ball player, quick thinker, and definitive in what he does. So honestly, can't wait to see what his next step is as a person too.
You talked about next week. Obviously, that's a place that you're pretty familiar with.
More
up
or
there.
less.
What's this going to mean to you to go up there and play at Nebraska this time?
Again, my mother's from Omaha, and that's actually where we're staying as a team the night before. So just kind of being around where she and my mother's side of the family grew up is really important for me, just because I haven't seen a whole lot of it. I've been in Nashville my whole life, so even when I would visit places like that, places where maybe my dad's side of the family isn't from, it's important to know, because that's my roots. That's a part of where I'm from. So then with Mom going to college, I think it's really, really special, important thing just to go out and she grew up watching Nebraska, going to all the games. My grandfather on her side, she took her and my 2 uncles there to every Nebraska game. So now that I'm on the other side of it, I think it's really, really special, important thing to just go out and be who we are as a team.
How much family do you still have up there?
None, actually.
Oh,
they
yeah.
all, when my grandparents retired, they all moved to Florida.
Okay,
So,
but they're going to be on the OU side this time.
absolutely.
Did you see Nebraska lost tonight?
Yeah, I actually just watched that before we came in here. So, just whatever they did today has no bearing on our game with them. We're just gonna have to go out and play all 4 quarters to the best of our ability, and I'm confident in how we'll prepare.
Reggie, if you want Restaurant Rex in Omaha, let me know, because I grew up there too. But
Okay.
dude, 4 sacks in the first 2 games.
Yeah.
Is that just the game slowing down for you? Is that the work that Schmitty does with you guys kind of manifesting on the field, or what do you chalk that up to?
I think it's all of the above. I think it comes from the preparation that not only I have, but that we have as a team. I think it comes from the way we attack the weight room, the way we've attacked the weight room. I think it comes to the way we attack the film room. I think it comes to how we practice, how we strain, how we play, how we do the little things. So as far as that's concerned, it's obviously just the kind of the fruits of my labor right now, which I'm excited about, prepared about, love that. But, the work is far from done. We're 2-0 right now. We still have a whole long season left. So I can't wait to see, just not for myself, but for us as a team, I can't wait to see where we go.
Robert, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Career day, man. How was it?
Yeah, honestly, it felt like it went by fast. Talk about career day. It was cool. It was great. Great experience. Offense came alive in the second half, and that's probably the most important part of the game. But, it was just a fun night. I enjoyed it.
What was it you guys struggled with in that first half, and how crucial was that last drive in the half, getting that touchdown, a quick one that way?
Honestly, I don't know what the struggle was. We'll figure it out tomorrow when we go back and watch film. But, I feel like the touchdown at the end, it definitely got the fans into it. As an offense, going into halftime, we knew we had to get things together going into the second half. So that gave us not really like an edge on that, but I think it got the fans back in the game, so it was a huge touchdown for us.
And Coach Venables talked about how he was impressed in the locker room. There wasn't a lot of panic or frustration. What was the vibe after that score?
After that score, we just went to the locker room knowing we had stuff to get done. Everyone was locked in, pretty serious. Coach Levy kind of pointed on it after the game, saying how we weren't bickering on the sideline and stuff like that, how we kind of stuck together. And so that's probably the biggest thing to take away from this game.
What's Coach Levy's demeanor like in the locker room first halftime where you've really had a ton of stuff to go over there?
Yeah, I mean, he just basically said we got to get it together. And he always says it starts with him, the play calling and stuff like that. But, he's a real reasonable coach, always takes the blame. But at the end of the day, like us as players, playing at this high of a level at this university, we know what it takes to get to the point we want to get to.
The new offense, you look like you're just more comfortable than you've ever been. Can you talk about just the comfort level that you have?
I think it's really just like the play calling and Coach Levy. Like, he knows his personnel. He knows who's good at what, who can run what. And I feel like he uses that to our advantage, even with the new, went against a 3-safety defense, which is kind of out of the ordinary in college football. But, with the plays and stuff, we got it down pretty quick. Everyone was comfortable with it. So we kind of went out there and ran whatever we wanted to.
You just feel like kind of your freshman year all over again as far as just the fun you're having now?
I don't know if I compare it to that. Freshman year, I always say it's a COVID year, so no fans in, but I'm having a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
You get the back-to-back catches to end the first half, especially that touchdown. Just how big was that? Did you expect to get those 3 catches back-to-back like that? How what did you see from your perspective on those plays?
I mean, with the play calls, I kind of knew my route, what I had to do, and how to run it that way, but I didn't expect to get the ball that many times in that possession, but knowing it was 2-minute drill, I kind of knew the situation, get out of bounds, save the clock, all that stuff, and just trusted the next play call, knowing Coach Levy was going to dial something up. So,
Talk about an offense that's putting you in positions that produce results on that second touchdown. Can you walk us through that one a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, kind of went at him fast, run play. Then we called the deep shot. I ran straight, safety, real flat-footed. Then instead of backing up into the deep 30, kind of steps down, tries to make contact with me, slow me down, and then I get through and no one's back there. So I feel like our fast-playing offense kind of can make some busted coverages, so that definitely helps us in the long run.
What did you think of the lights tonight?
I loved it. It was great. I loved it. Yeah, I was really excited. I was just hoping DG didn't like try to put all his arm into it or anything. I'm just grateful he put it right on me, easy touchdown. But yeah, that was great.
Is that when you're that wide open? Is that when people don't get how hard I guess that kind of is?
Because you're just like thinking like, oh, don't drop it. Whenever someone's there, it's just like I'm just focusing on the ball. But when no one's around you and you can catch it, like it's a little bit more pressure. But I like being open, so I'll take it.
How big of a spark was that last drive before halftime?
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge spark, just for the crowd. I mean, get them back into the game, slow offense, start off. And then going into halftime, just the mentality of the offense kind of helped us with pep in our step. And we just came out and went to work the second half.
Obviously never want to, but, like you guys did in the first part of the game, but that adversity, where's that go for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Just, I kind of harped on it earlier. Coach Levy kind of said that through all that adversity, we kind of didn't, get to bickering at each other and all that stuff. And just as we stay together as an offense, I mean, we're going to be able to do things that we've never done here. So I'm really excited about that.
Excited.
You're on the other side of the ball, but as a guy who performed kind of from the jump here, do you recognize anything in Danny Stutzman and his ability to just do this, and this being just his second career start?
Yeah, I mean, Danny's probably the craziest guy on the football team. I mean, dude flies around, hits everything. I love watching him play. I've never been a defensive guy, but Danny Stutzman makes me want to watch defense. I just love the way he plays, the person he is outside of football. I mean, he's a great guy. Love watching him play. He's going to be one heck of a player. I mean, just the way he flies around. I mean, what do you have, 11 tackles today? 12, my bad. 12 tackles today. And then 9 last week. I mean, it's ridiculous. Dude always makes plays.
I think there's going to be people that want to stay around and watch you return kicks and punts nowadays.
Yeah.
Just as far as the special teams aspect of things, seems like it's taken a little bit more seriously these days.
Yeah, I mean, special teams is great, just to kind of get a chance to flip the field, give the offense some easier yards, even with the punts and the kickoffs, Zach Spade and Michael Turk. I mean, it's just great to get those hidden yardage when we can, especially on the returns. I mean, I love punt return. It's fun. It's kind of lonely back there, but I like it. And just be able to make a play. I mean, it's great. You got the crowd into it. Teammates were excited. I mean, it's something that we haven't really had here a lot in the past couple of years.
Sure. How close did you think you were on that, the one that got loose there?
Yeah, I thought see what happened was they motioned everybody to my left. So I was like, oh, if I catch this, I'm taking it right. And the punter kicked it to the right. So I was like, oh, there's just like no way I'm not scoring. I get it. I run. The guy cuts me off to the right, so I have to cut back left. When I cut back left, I just knew. I was like, dang it. But made the most out of it, got out of bounds. It was
Crowd, let's go. What clicked after that when you guys got the ball back? Like 70 seconds left in the first half.
I think it came down to just we knew we had a minute to go score, and we just, instead of thinking so much, we just actually had to go out there and play. And so we finally got that little rhythm that we needed the whole game, that little spark. And, got the crowd into it, got everybody, all the players into it, and just took off from there.
Did you guys change up anything at halftime, blocking scheme-wise, or did you get formations to kind of change what they could do? Or?
We had to change up kind of our run angles. They were fitting us differently than what we had first and thought was going to happen at the beginning of the game. So we had to change what we're putting our back, put them in better positions because that bandit was playing a little bit different than how we thought he was going to. So we did just have to change up some of our holes that we wanted to hit, but that's about it.
What's that process going to be like for you guys in the weeks to come to make changes like that faster? That way you don't have to kind of wait till halftime to get in there and make those fixes.
Yeah, I think that comes down to just more games we play as the O-line. As a unit, we'll get more in tune with each other and what's going on around us, and then just being able to see it. Yeah, we just got to see it.
And everyone's kind of talked about the demeanor in the locker room as far as halftime, just business-like getting that change. What was that like for you, working through that with Coach Levy, Coach Bedenbaugh, as that staff kind of had to make those huge adjustments for the first time?
It was actually super easy. The whole first half, not a single time did we fall apart as an offense. And we were together. We knew we were just one play, 2 plays away from breaking it open and getting the momentum we needed. So, it was just a regular locker room at halftime. We just talked through how we normally talk through, and then we knew we were going to go out there and start playing our heart out, and we had that rhythm going that we needed and just had to go play.
Excuse me if you've been asked, but what would that Marvin Mims touchdown mean right before half, sort of getting things going and getting that first score on the board?
Oh, that was major. That changed the whole momentum of the crowd. That changed the whole momentum on the team. Plays like that are game changers for games. And Marvin being able to put up 7 points at the end of the half really was a good projection for us going in the second half.
You're from Oklahoma, I guess, just growing up and watching games. What did